Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be attempting something that I've never done before. I'm going to be making overfenders for this truck, and to be completely honest, I'm a little bit out of my depth here. I watched a few videos and stuff like that on how to do it. It doesn't seem too difficult, but oftentimes that's because the people that are making those videos actually know what they're doing, and there's probably a lot of things that I'm about to encounter that I didn't think I would. So in case you don't know what an overfender is, here's what it looks like on a 180SX. It's just a panel that's affixed to the natural body of the car that spaces out the fender basically, so where you can fit wider wheels. And that's kind of what I'm doing with this truck here. The wheels come out about 40 millimeter or so, and it's just a little too much to pull out of this without making it look really bad. And plus then it's so much of a pull that it'll bell it out and it won't really look right on the body. So what I want to do, my whole mission here, is to make a really subtle, not obtrusive fender panel that can basically comes up to the bed cap. It'll fix here. It's gonna come down the side, it's gonna go up under, and it can like bolt down here or whatever I wanna do as far as fixing it down there. And it's gonna have a really nice subtle, bulge that comes out like this and goes back in, and it's gonna terminate right here, like right at the end. So I want it to be something that it just, when you look at the truck, it doesn't stand out too much. I know there's gonna be some people that are gonna comment and say, oh yeah, check out that channel, Missileworks. I checked him out. I saw what he did. It kind of gave me some inspiration on how I'm gonna do a few of these things, which is really good. So thanks to those dudes. But he's running some really, really aggressive wheels in the rear, and that thing comes way out. I'm not gonna be doing anything like that. However, I did like how he did he kind of just did a simple section, and he never really says why, but it makes sense because you only need to make one mold. Think about it. If you don't come all the way around here and you don't bend around there, that basically makes a section panel that is, it's able to be inverted for the other side. All you have to do is just flip it around, and now you have a panel for that side. So literally one mold does both sides. Honestly, that's brilliant. So I'm gonna take a page from his book and do it that way. I'm probably going to find the center line of this wheel on the body and then find out how far it is to here. I think it's like 34 inches, I believe, or somewhere around there. So I'll find that, and however far it is from here to here, I'm gonna go from here to like right here probably, because this distance is longer, so I'm gonna go off of that. So that way it terminates right there where the bed ends, and it's clean looking. And it kind of can stop right here, and I can choose to mold it in if I want to, or leave it, or it doesn't really matter. So yeah, that's the plan for the rear, for the bed. Now you might be wondering, what the heck are you gonna do with the front fenders? So with the front fenders, I'm more comfortable. I'm gonna get the 4-wheel drive variant, so that way it will push this fender out a little bit more naturally, and then I'm gonna roll and pull it, and I'll get the desired width that I need. I'm actually pretty good at doing that, surprisingly. That's one of my little hidden skills that I'm very proud of. I can roll the heck out of some freaking fenders, man. I've done it so many times, and I don't know. I think I just have a knack for rolling fenders. So I'm gonna do that with this truck. The only little difference is I don't get to use this particular valance, or I'm gonna have to modify it, because the difference between the 2-wheel drive and the 4-wheel drive is it kind of gets a little bit shorter right here on the 4-wheel drive. So I have to figure that out. But other than that, please, guys, wish me luck on this. This is the first time I've ever tried to do something like this. I'm not even dipping my toes in the water here. I'm just jumping straight in on the deep end. Body work is not my specialty. So if you guys see me doing something wrong, well, that's going to be a real distinct possibility. Oh, also real quick before we get going, I'm going to be making the pocket flares as well. I ordered the exact same flares that I used on Gus, those 50 millimeter wide ones. They fit like junk. They didn't fit very well at all. There's a lot of gaps in the lines here. It didn't really fit the width properly. At the end of the day, that was just a quick fix solution, and it was not something that I would want to represent a nice little build with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take those fenders, I'm gonna fix them to the side of this truck, and I'm probably gonna dissect them, pull them apart, add material to them, sand some stuff, add a bend down here where the body line is, and do a couple other different things to them to make them fit properly. And I'm gonna make a negative off of the one that fits right and try to do my best at replicating them. So anyway, I think I've talked long enough. Sorry, I'm just really excited and also a little bit nervous because, you know, this is gonna be a lot of work, I feel like. So, all right guys, let's get to it. So I went ahead and added a little bit of light so I can see what the heck I'm doing. That's mucho better. Hot glued the fuel door shut and then took out this taillight, pre-cut some strips of tape and pre-peeled them because I have really short fingernails and it's a pain in the butt, so I just use this little razor blade. And this is the tape I'm using in here. And I'll have all the stuff down in the description what I'm using, so that should help out. And I chose to use that side over this side because of this massive dent and I don't feel like fixing it. So I'll just contend with the fuel door for now. So alrighty. Well, that actually took a little bit longer than I was originally anticipating. However, I think it turned out great. So if you notice there's some wrinkles in this aluminum foil tape, fear not, my fellow meticulous folks. That's actually not going to be there for the final product. I didn't know where I'm going to have the foam stop, so I just went ahead and did the whole panel just to be safe. But once I know where the foam is going to end and I'm going to have to body filler the transition, that's where the aluminum foil is coming off. So the foam is going to be covering all of that mess, I guess you can call it. And then I need to also fix this. It looked like somebody in the past used like a ratchet strap because it's exactly in the same position over there and the same exact deformation. So I got to fix that, but that's not too bad. But yeah, so basically what's going to end up happening is I'm going to put on the foam, and then once I get the foam carved down, I'm going to do the transition with the body filler and then body filler over the foam so it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to put a layer of thin fiberglass over that, like a mat or something over that, and I'm going to have it come all the way to the edge and then the termination point back here. And then from there, that's what I'm going to pull the negative off of. So once that's nice and smooth and I'm happy with that, I'm going to go ahead and release off of that piece. I think what I'm going to have to do, this episode was a little bit more conceptual. This is more just kind of talking through the strategy. And also I think this is going to be really beneficial to break into multiple parts in this particular instance, because my experience isn't that great in this area. It gives me time to read comments from people that have much more experience doing this. And you could probably save me from like making a really bad decision and cause me a lot of headache later. So I'm gonna release this in multiple parts. So it'll be like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 at the end of the episode number. I believe this is episode 4. So it'll be episode 4.1. And then the part where I'm going to put the cardboard down there and down at the bottom, and then I start spraying the foam and I carve the foam into shape, that'll be like probably episode 2. And then the transition, like the filler and everything, and like getting the fiberglass all set up and ready to go, that'll probably be 3. And then making the negative will be 4, and possibly the actual piece, the final piece, might be all in episode 4 as well. I don't know. We'll see. Again, didn't mean to drone on this episode, but I wanted to get the concept out there. There's a lot to kind of talk about before I just jump in. And I really, really want to see if some of you guys have some tips and tricks out there. I've been consulting with a friend of mine who lives out of state, and he's built body kits and everything. He's actually the one that recommended this foam tape, or this aluminum foil tape from Home Depot for like $7. Hell, even like a 3/4 used roll was enough to do this right here. He said, because I was wondering why I couldn't do like cling wrap or some kind of like release agent or something. He's like, no, you want this stuff because the foam bonds to this better, but it's also easier to break off later. So just use the tape. So I didn't argue with him. I was like, okay, cool. Sounds like a plan. So that's what I did. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and get working on creating that bottom piece to prevent the foam from sagging down and everything. And hopefully I can do this foam correctly and not have some weird like sticky mess all over the place. But yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to this. I'm getting really excited about this project. So I'm gonna see you on the next one. Cheers.